What's up, nail geeks, and welcome to the second polish pickup video of 2025. This month we have the theme Fables and Folklore. Now, over the last several years that I've been swatching for polish pickup, we have done this type of theme before in the past. I'm not mad at it. Fairy tales, fables, folklore, what have you, I'm here for it because not only are fantasy type stories always going to be my jam, but it never ever fails. Same thing with urban legends too. I always learn a new story, reading descriptions and stuff of things I've swatched or things I'm looking at purchasing, things like that. So super excited on that front. If you are new to indie polish, if you are new to just the channel, hello, welcome. You're probably wondering what the heck I'm talking about. Polish Pickup is a monthly collaboration featuring dozens of makers, indie polish makers, some non-polish too, that come together. The fans in the main Facebook group vote on a theme 2 months in advance to give the makers and swatchers plenty of time to work on goodies. And y'all vote for it, and it comes to fruition. So this theme was voted on 2 months ago. And again, I'm very excited and pumped for it. The polishes you see in this video in my timestamps, if you want to kind of go ahead and spoil what else I've got for you all. These are just the makers who chose me to represent their polishes through my video review and through my photography that you may or may not see on the website. So there are many, many more than what you see in this video. I have a juicy, meaty video for you all this month. I'm just so excited. I don't know. We had snow this week at the time that I'm recording this, and you probably can't see it outside of the window, but there's ice on the ground. I'm over it. I'm a Texan girl. I'm Southern and very spoiled in my warm weather. So it was cute like the first day, and then now I'm kind of like, I'm done. I'm freaking over it. So I'm craving springy type stuff. And like, if you looked at the Facebook group, you'll see that it's green, and I'm craving green and spring, and I'm just so ready for it. But anyways, I digress. Every month on my polish pickup videos, I do host a giveaway that is a sponsored giveaway through the wonderful folks over at PPU. I choose 10 winners randomly to receive a $10 PPU gift code. So I'm going to be doing that on this video too. All you have to do to enter is leave a comment. All I ask is that you keep it positive and be kind to each other in the comment section too. This is a unicorn farting rainbows channel. I will not tolerate anyone being ugly to each other in the comments. I'm going to put my mom hat on here. So with that said, winners that don't email me from the previous month, that's right. If you win, you do have to email me. I will reply to your comment, and I will also have a pinned comment on this video at the time that the giveaway ends. If you don't email me, I will shame you thoroughly in the next month. So right now, my favorite part of my PPU videos, let me pull them up here, is shaming the winners who did not email me. So for January, I had 2 of you, only 2, unfortunately. I do so love having a whole group of y'all, put y'all in timeout corner. We have Maple Cheer Up. Maple Cheer Up, come to the principal's office. You are very much in trouble. And we have Karen Munoz, 1377. Either of you come to the principal's office, aka email me, thepolishedmage@hotmail.com, so I can get your code to you. Everybody else, I'm going to have the current giveaway on this video. Present Trish here. I had quite a few packages show up late, so I got the video out late. I was trying to get this out early. I'm going to have the giveaway running on a quick, tight turnaround February 6th. That's Thursday, February 6th at 6 p.m. Central Time. I will reply to you, so turn your notifications on, please. And I will also leave a pinned comment at that time on this video. And then all you gotta do is just email me. If there's any spam or anything in the comment section, please know I will not tell you that you're a winner if it's especially before the giveaway's closed. So just want to throw that out there. Boo, spammers, all that fun stuff. So I am going to quit yammering. We have quite a bit to check out and get through. So get comfy, grab some snacks, and let's dive into the swatches. Starting off with Ahmya Cosmetics. The race is not to the swift. This is described as a green with golden yellow magnetic shimmer. Inspired by the hare and the tortoise. Price is $13.50, and there is a cap of 250 bottles. We are starting off with a magnetic polish for this lineup, and this is so lush when you magnetize it. If you choose to wear an unmagnetized, I think it looks just fine. It takes on that nice bronzy chrome type of effect with a green shift at angles. And then as you can see here, it is so much movement going on with it. Now, I did have a couple of people recently new to the channel ask me how the heck am I using the ring magnet to get that pattern, and that's exactly how I'm holding it. So just a little bit of bonus content there. You can see that's it. It did work really well with the Magic Magnetic top coat, so I think if you wanted to magnetize layer by layer, or with that top coat like myself, it works too. Baroness X has Midnight Soul. This is a pink to green magnetic with blue shimmer, blue flakes, and a touch of purple holographic effect, and blue reflective glitter. This one's inspired by the story of Soul and Skull. I do apologize if I said that second name incorrectly. I'm pretty sure I did. This one's 13 with a cap of 300 bottles. Another magnetic polish that looks fantastic, whether you choose to wear it magnetized or not. For opacity on this one, I'm going to suggest between 2 to 3 coats, your preference. I took it up to that 3rd coat and I actually liked the plumping effect. However, you will have opacity on the 2nd layer. So just your preference on that. And you can see how shifty the magnetic pigment is. When you magnetize it, there is a wonderful pink to gold shift and then the little blue flecks. It's just looks like a galaxy type effect. BCB Lacquers Aesop's Fables is a mint crelly base with a strong pink orange gold shifting shimmer. This one's inspired by, of course, its namesake. Price is $13.50 and there's a cap of 400 bottles. This is such a perfect example of a crelly formula. If you are new to the channel and you're like, what the heck are you saying? Crelly is like this plump type of formula that's kind of like a cream in how it builds up, but it's got that jelly type of bounce to it. And this is a great example of it. I think 2 coats was the best for opacity. I really didn't see the need to go up to 3 coats with it, but because it's got that bounce effect to it, just be mindful and go in even on your brush strokes to prevent any potential balding. BCB Lacquers also brings us a cuticle oil this month. We have the scent Story Grove, and the scent notes to it is sparkling grapefruit, fresh rhubarb, herbal, mint, lavender, vanilla, and thyme. To my nose, I'm getting quite a bit of that grapefruit-like smell, and I'm getting like a green type of grapefruit. So like top notes is grapefruit, and then I'm easily getting an equal type of mint almost to it, and it's just like an herby type of green smell, if that makes sense. But I can definitely get the forefront as a grapefruit. These cuticle oil pens are huge. I love them. They're very, very big in their size. They're 6 milliliters. If you like more of a kitchen type of scent, like a clean kitchen citrus, this one might be up your alley. Beaux Rêves has I Got You Babe, and we are starting off with my first top pick out of this entire video. There's a couple of them, and do not miss out on them. This one is a bright blue base with glowy shimmer that shifts navy violet, inspired by Paul Bunyan and Babe the Blue Ox. Price is $12.50 and there is no cap. This is stunning and glorious, and it is just as glowy as you are seeing on your screen right now. Now, I chose to take it up to 3 coats for opacity. You'll hit full coverage at the 2nd coat, but I wanted to see what the 3rd coat does. And honestly, it's kind of overkill. So it's just going to depend on how you apply. Now, this is so packed full of shimmer. Just be mindful of potential streaking. Let that paddle brush do the work for you and finish with a good glossy top coat. This is magnificent. BKL's Mul Gwishin is a sheer gossamer greige base with large particle cobalt microflake shimmer and matte black flakes. This one's inspired by Korean folk tales about water ghosts. Price is $13.50 and there's no cap. Now, I do want to note in the official information for this, it is not intended to be built up to a full opacity, and I do agree with that. This is a true sheer finish. So if that bugs you, you could absolutely layer this. There's a ton of versatility with it, or if you wear it by itself, you'll get that nice soft looking appearance. Now, I chose to do 3 light coats with it, and you can see just how easy it is to build up if you want, like, say, a super strong flake effect. But as you'll see in the Will It Topper segment, it also toppers perfectly. It will leave you a touch thirsty though, so you may want to use a glitter smoother. By Dany Vianna, A Love to Defy the Gods is a light blue to teal UCC magnetic polish with teal reflective glitters and iridescent flakes, inspired by the legend of Napi and Taroba's love. It is a very pretty story. You can see the full story in the main Facebook group. Price is $14 and there's a cap of 500 bottles. I love To Defy the Gods is quite viscous and opaque. It applies like a very rich type of multi-chrome polish. That said, I'm going to suggest going in and magnetizing each of your layers, as it was a touch heavy on how it responded to the magnet. So just add like 10 extra seconds. Go in with 2 coats and a glossy top coat. Cadillacquer's The Only Easy Day Was Yesterday is a black when cold to white gray when warm thermal, packed with very small blue and orange to red iridescent flakes and a dash of gold reflective glitter. This one's inspired by the Fables comic series. Price is $14 and there's a cap of 300 bottles. This has a very curly type of formula to it, and honestly, I probably should have stopped at 2 coats. So I would just recommend across the board 2 coats, a thin layer of glitter smoothing top coat, and a glossy top coat is perfect. This will dry down not necessarily gritty, but all that flake action packed in here just makes it quite a bit thirsty in the overall how it dries down, and I think a glitter smoothing top coat will definitely help out your top coat of choice. Chamaeleon's The Bat is a thermal that goes from a brownish gray when cold to white when warm with iridescent and UCC flakes shifting copper, gold, and green. This one's inspired by the Fable of the Bat and the Two Weasels by Aesop. Price is $13.50 and there's a cap of 300 bottles. So this is another curly-ish type of formula. It does lean to my, at least in the way I see it, it leans more of like a rich type of jelly. So just allow the brush to do the work for you. Don't overwork it so that the flakes will lay down perfectly across your nail, and stop at 2 coats. I did use a glitter smoother as the flakes did leave me a touch textured, and it just helped out to smooth everything out. Colores de Carol Winged Tails is a linear holographic multichrome crackle topper. This one's inspired by fairies' wings. Price is $13.50 and there's a cap of 200 bottles. So Winged Tails is a really strong, super holographic base. And as you can see here, it crackles really well. Just a general PSA, if you go in very thick, you're going to get less cracks on your nails. So go in super light. I would strongly suggest a glitter smoothing top coat, as this will dry down really thirsty and you want to gloss it up to maximize the holographic and multi-chrome color flips. Cracked has Mouse Ballerina. This is a lilac gray base with Aurora shimmer, and price is $13 and there's a cap of 1,000 bottles. Mouse Ballerina has a curly type of formula. It is very easy to build to opacity. Because it's got that bit of a bounce squish factor to it, I probably could have stopped at 2 coats, but I really wanted to see what the 3rd coat would do. And personally, wearing this for myself, I would absolutely go up to 3 super thin coats. I liked that plump type of buildup. But again, if you tend to go in heavy-handed on how you polish, I could see 2 coats working too. This will dry down quite flat, so make sure you use a good glossy top coat to get that nice color roll with that pinky type of shimmer. Crystal Knockout Hear No Evil is a dark blue to aqua thermal with turquoise to purple color shifting shimmer, holographic micro glitter, and baby blue reflective glitter. This one's inspired by sirens. Price is $12.50 and there is no cap. This has a wonderfully smooth, viscous type of formula to it. It does pick up quite a bit of product on the brush, so if that bothers you, you may want to go in and just super clean off your brush as you're going in on your coats to prevent any type of potential over buildup. As you can see here, this is a straight up tri-thermal polish. I will strongly suggest using a glitter smoothing top coat with it though, because it would dry down with all the reflective glitters, of course, super textured. Cupcake Polish's Cardigan is an off-white curly base with blue and gold shimmers, packed with gold, red, green iridescent aurora flakes and a touch of dusty blue metallic flakes. This one's inspired by the Cardigan from Taylor Swift's Folklore. Price is $13.50 and there is no cap. Cardigan has, again, another curly type of formula to it. This is one of those types of milky finishes though that, in my opinion, you just want to make sure you're going in pretty even across your nails to prevent any discrepancy for how bright or light, I should say, the base color comes off. I'll strongly suggest 2 light coats with this, as it builds up really well by 2 coats. Anything over that is overkill in my opinion. And if your top coat's on the thinner side, you may want to use a glitter smoother just to kind of help it out and gloss this up, as it dried down quite flat. Cuticula's fairest of them all is described as a mint curly base with ultra chrome flakes that shift to red, green, gold, orange, yellow, inspired by Snow White. Price is $13 and there's no cap. This has a jelly type of formula, really easy to build up in an almost like milky jade-like fashion. It's very pretty and flattering, and I liked how the flakes are in multiple different sizes, so you get that nice mosaic effect. I will strongly suggest 3 coats on this one to maximize that payoff for that pretty base color, and you may want to use a glitter smoother just to help out your top coat, as this one did dry down quite flat, though not textured. Dom's The Moon Goddess is a lightly tinted gray base with green to blue shimmer and gold reflective glitters. This one's inspired by the Moon Goddess, associated with many different stories in Chinese mythology. Price is $13.50 and there's a cap of 300 bottles. The Moon Goddess has a jelly type of formula, but it applies very much like a super viscous reflective glitter type finish. Use the texture from your previous coat to adhere the next coat and you're good to go. I honestly thought 2 normal coats was wonderful for this. It built up surprisingly easy in terms of opacity. This is what I would consider an almost pruggly type of color. It is very, very sparkly, and you'll want to use a glitter smoother with it. Danglefoot Polish, Little by Little Does the Trick, is a light teal to dark gray thermal with reflective glitter and red gold green shimmer. This one's inspired by the fable of the Pitcher and the Crow. Price is $14 and there's a cap of 250 bottles. Speaking of reflective glitter finishes, this one also has that nice heavier type of viscosity to it, and I would suggest letting that previous coat dry down quite a bit to use that grit to adhere the next coat. I chose to take it up to 3 coats and I liked it the way it looked. If you prefer a softer finish, I could see 2 working as well, but you'll absolutely want to finish with a glitter smoothing top coat in addition to your glossy top coat of choice. Dreamland Lacquer brings us The Morning I Heard of Bigfoot. This is a grayed out eggplant base filled with green, blue, violet shifting shimmer, inspired by a camping trip the maker went on. You can read the full synopsis of that on the PPU listing on the website. This one's $13.50 with a cap of 500 bottles. I always appreciate Dreamland's finishes in the formulas, I should say. They're always so opaque and creamy smooth. This one's no exception. 2 coats is all you need. This was a wonderful buildup and just incredibly flattering. I would suggest 2 light to normal coats and a glossy top coat, as it did dry down quite flat. Emily DeMolly's Manticore is a burgundy red base with subtle green to pink shimmer and a purple pink orange shifting magnetic effect. It does state in the official information, the overall effect is almost a brown in low light situations, inspired by its namesake. Price is $13 and there's a cap of 640 bottles. This is really pretty. As we saw early on in the video that, we're seeing a lot of multichromes that looked amazing, both magnetized and unmagnetized, and this is like super living up to that. It is so incredibly pretty when you magnetize it, but I think it also works unmagnetized too. Your choice. I think 2 coats and a glossy top coat was best. Ethereal Lacquer's Aether Unicorn is a sheer sky blue base with magic infused pink to orange shifting large particle shimmer, inspired by unicorns, of course. Price is $13.50 and there's a cap of 700 bottles. Aether Unicorn is what I would describe as being an almost foil type of finish. The shimmer itself is on the larger particle size. To me, it's almost flirting with being a microflake, if that makes sense. I chose to build it up to 3 coats. This is on the softer side, so if you have a prominent free edge or falsies, you might see through them, as you can see on my nails here. So of course, a blurring base or nude to you cream base works as my standard disclaimer, but I thought 3 coats was perfect. Glam Polish's Briar Rose is a teal scattered hollow with aurora shimmer, iridescent flakes, multi-chrome flakes, and scattered holographic flakes. This one's inspired by its namesake. Price is $14 and there's a cap of 250 bottles. This is another one of my top picks in the set. I really liked how this base color, it just embodied the inspiration really well. And I love how the shimmer and the flakes don't necessarily build up to, say, a kitchen sink finish. It just complements each other very well. And as you can see on my full hand shot, it is ridiculously flattering against my skin tone. I think 3 super thin coats is the best with a glossy top coat. Glisten Glow has the 3 Little Pigs, a delicate medium pink jelly base loaded with glowy color shifting shimmer that shifts pink, red, copper, and gold. This one's inspired by its namesake. Price is $13.50 and there is no cap. This is another one of my top picks this month. It is so glowy and pretty. There's not much I can tell you without what you're seeing on the video representing it best. I think 2 coats and a glossy top coat worked really well. I can't see anyone needing to go up to 3 coats. Just let it do its thing, and when you go in with your glossy top coat, it'll all make sense. It's one of those trust the process type things, and it is so ridiculously glowy and flattering, especially if you're medium to deep skin toned. Now, Glisten Glow has 2 non-polished products for us this month. This first one is Glitter Grabber. I have mentioned it quite a bit since it released through Glisten Glow. This is a wonderful glitter smoothing top coat. I'm showing it to you all over the Danglefoot polish for this month as just an example of a super gritty, textured, reflective glitter finish. I'm going in nice and slow so you can see it in action. And you'll want to let the glitter smoothing top coat dry down first, just for a couple minutes. It does not behave like a quick dry glossy top coat, just FYI. Just give it a couple of minutes and then go in with your top coat of choice and you're good to go. And it is wonderful. Cannot recommend this enough. If you purchase indie polishes, this is a necessity. Glisten Glow is also bringing their cuticle remover and oil duo. I have mentioned this product. I've reviewed this product on my channel for a couple of years now, and it's wonderful. If you have super sensitive skin like myself, the cuticle remover should not, I know everyone's different, but I will say my skin these days will like freaking break out over anything, and this does not bother my skin. So just throw that out there. The way you use cuticle remover is on your natural nails. You go in and just apply it around your cuticle area. Avoid your skin as much as you possibly can, and let it sit on your cuticle area for 60 seconds with this product. You don't have to like super glue it on there. I personally like to do that because, I don't know, it's like a head game I play with myself. It's like, if I put a bunch on there, it's working better, right? But you don't need that much. At this point, I let it sit, and then I go in with a glass cuticle pusher. This part, you can use an orange stick, or if you wanted to use, say, like a shovel tool. I know that sounds really awful, but I used that in a pinch before. I personally prefer glass products, the etched ones, I should say, like this. This specific one was gifted to me through Polish Pickup in the Basic Essentials shop. If you're curious, I think there should be some more coming for this month's shop. So if you're wanting this one, I think it's blue and pink is what they have for the colors. But anyways, I like to go in and I just gently just use a little bit of that grit, that texture from the stick itself. And I'm just gently pushing my cuticles back. And again, I have super deep set cuticles. So just wanted to throw it out there. If your skin is a lot more sensitive than, say, myself, just go in as soft as you can. Let the cuticle remover do the work for you and just gently push back. That's it. Now, at this point, you are going to wash your hands, and as an optional bonus, which is what I do, I use just a little cheapy nail brush when I am washing this stuff off of my nails. Soap, warm water, use the nail brush, and then at this point, I have filed my nails, and any hangnails have been clipped, all that good stuff. And this month's cuticle oil scent, P.S. the remover was unscented. The cuticle oil itself this month is in the scent strawberry. To my nose, this is a true strawberry candy type of smell. It's not sickeningly sweet per se. It smells just like, I in my head always call it grandma's strawberry purse candy. Those little, you know what I'm talking about. They have the green squeezy wrapper, and then it's like red. It looks like a strawberry. It smells like that. So very pleasant, very refreshing. And here's the final look. It is nice and cleaned up. Hearts and Promises brings us another one of my top picks this month. This is really pretty. Crying Wolf is a dark gray cream base with blue to purple shifting Aurora shimmer. This one's inspired by The Boy Who Cried Wolf. Price is $13, and there's a cap of 300 bottles. Crying Wolf, I agree with that official description, has a wonderful, creamy, smooth formula. I think 2 normal coats is going to pop the best for opacity. I can't see anyone needing to go past that. It has a wonderful, super smooth, self-leveling formula to it. Bravo, Hearts and Promises. This is lovely. Finish with a glossy top coat for that gel-like appearance. Gin and Berries, How the Fables Have Turned, is a hot pink jelly base with pink and violet iridescent shifting flakes, red metallic flakes, and black to red shifting multichrome micro flakes. This one's inspired by a red and magenta book cover of Aesop's Fables. Price is $13.50, and there's a cap of 400 bottles. This is very, very lush in person, and it's one of those flaky jelly types of finishes that builds ridiculously quickly to opacity. It is wonderful. I think 2 coats works the best, and you may want to use a glitter smoothing top coat, as this one isn't textured per se, but it does have a thirsty type of dry down because of the flakes. It is luminous and so pretty, and you just want to gloss it up. Kathleen Co's Ice Queen is a pale aqua base loaded with large particle green shimmer and pink reflective glitters. This one's inspired by a picture of an ice queen. Price is $13.50, and there's a cap of 750 bottles. Now, if y'all saw my Kathleen & Co video last week and you liked Carnival Queen, which I'm sure you did because I think y'all sold that one out, P.S. it is going to be restocked, you'll definitely appreciate Ice Queen. I think Ice Queen to me is like a cousin to Carnival Queen. It is so pretty. I'm going to suggest 3 light coats on this. This has a plump, squishy type of formula to it, and you don't want to have any over buildup. So make sure you use thin coats, a glitter smoothing top coat, and a glossy top coat. You might see your smile line on this one, so if that bothers you, my disclaimer for a blurring base applies here too. KB Shimmer's Night Light is a deep black base with multichrome magnetic pigment and holographic sparkle. This one's inspired by Fables about the Aurora Borealis. Price is $13, and there's a cap of 800 bottles. Nightlight has a beautiful formula, easy viscosity, so simple to build up to opacity. KB Shimmer always knocks it out with her beautiful opaque formulas. This is no exception. 2 coats and a glossy top coat is wonderful. I had no issues magnetizing it either with the Magic Magnetic top coat. So if that's how you apply like myself, it works too. Lemming Lacquer Brigid is a green jelly base with gold to copper aurora shimmer, gold holographic sparks, multichrome flakes shifting red to copper to gold, and iridescent flakes shifting from copper to gold to green. This one's inspired by its namesake. Price is $13.50, and there's a cap of 250 bottles. Brigid is a true jelly formula, and I would suggest going up to 3 coats with it, lighter coats, mind you, as this one also has that nice juicy type of jelly bounce to it. So thin coats is going to be your best friend here, and a good glossy top coat. It does dry down quite flat with all that flaky action going on, so you'll want to gloss it up to get that nice jello-like appearance. Lumen has Fairy Wine. This is a pink leaning coral base saturated with red to gold to orange shimmer. This one's inspired by its namesake. Price is $13 with a cap of 600 bottles. Fairy Wine is one of my top picks in this video too. It is lovely and so ridiculously flattering. I would say, I don't know, to my eyes, at least like in front of me here, this is a hot pink with lots of shimmer going on with it. I know the official description says it's a pink leaning coral. I could definitely see that because there is that almost peachy type of vibe, coral vibe going on with it, but on me, it's leaning quite pink, and I'm here for it. Lurid's Schneewitchen is another one of my top picks. Don't miss out on this. This is a red base with twinkly red shimmer and red light reflective glitter, inspired by the Brothers Grimm version of Snow White. Price is $14.50, and there's a cap of 500 bottles. This is ridiculous for a red, and I mean that in the best way possible. It is so opaque and delicious and like a freaking candy apple on your nails. It is beautiful. I'm going to suggest 2 coats. It is on the thicker side for formula, but I thought it was perfect. So go in light on your coats, use a glitter smoothing top coat and a glossy top coat. This is so flattering, especially if you're warm toned like me. Monarch Lacquer's Mama Bear is a tawny brown base with purple magenta shifting shimmer. This one's inspired by Goldilocks and the 3 Bears. Price is $13, and there is no cap. Mama Bear has a super creamy, smooth formula to it. It applies very much like a cream polish. I thought 2 coats worked the best for it. I really didn't see a need to go up to a 3rd coat. And for how packed full of shimmer it is, I was very impressed that I didn't really have any need to be careful on my coats to prevent any type of potential streaking. So fabulous formula there. I think 2 coats and a glossy top coat. Night Owl's Bat Squatch is another one of my top picks. Y'all know the drill at this point, but trust me, when you see this built up, you'll see what I see in person here. Bat Squatch is a dark purple glowing with a vibrant cobalt indigo violet shifting shimmer. This one's inspired by Batsquatch, which is a mythological creature said to live in Washington state. Price is $13, and there's a cap of 800 bottles. This is another one that totally knocked my socks off too, and it built up so freaking luminous. I'm going to suggest going up to 3 super thin coats. If you tend to polish heavy-handed, stop at 2 coats. This will dry down quite flat, so use a good glossy top coat to plump it up and gloss it out. And it is magical. It is just as glowy in person as you see on my swatches and the video. Painted Polish Cakes and Crumbs is a royal fuchsia base with red, gold, pink color shifting Aurora pigment and crushed gold metallic flakes. This one's inspired by Hansel and Gretel. Price is $13.50, and there is no cap. Cakes and Crumbs has a somewhat crelly formula to it. It was more like a standard type of finish if I had to super classify it. It starts off on the lighter side, and I'm going to suggest 3 coats for opacity and a good glossy top coat. The flakes themselves didn't give me any super texture or anything like that, and I really didn't see a need to help out my glossy top coat. So any top coat of your choice works. Paradox Polish brings us the Jade Rabbit and Woo. This is a shifty purple to cyan magnetic polish with gold magnetic strip. This is inspired by Chinese folklore stories. Price is $13.50, and there's a cap of 400 bottles. Paradox has been owning this super multi-chrome, like shifty magnetic type of thing going on these last couple of months. No exception here. When you magnetize it, there's a lot of movement and depth, especially with those blue flakes going on in the backdrop there. I'm going to suggest 2 coats and a good glossy top coat. This will dry down a touch textured, so you may want to use a glitter smoother. Patty Lopez brings us Renaissance. This is an orange gold green multi-chrome magnetic with blue Aurora shimmer. Price is $13.50, and there's a cap of 300 bottles. This is another one of my top picks. I would strongly say try this out. It is so unique and unusual, and what an interesting color palette. I was pleasantly impressed with this one. I'm going to suggest 3 coats. Now it starts off on the jelly, again, lighter side. This is one of those magnetic types of polishes that you'll want to maximize as much polish on your nail as possible. And it applied beautifully with the Magic Magnetic Top Coat. So if you apply like that, it works well. And if you choose to magnetize each layer, it works well too. But it is beautiful. This is stunning. And I don't know, it's just magnificent and very unique. Rogue Lacquer's Nessie is a blue jean curly base with green and blue glass flakes and a sprinkle of magenta and black metallic flakes. This one's inspired by the Loch Ness Monster. Price is $13, and there is no cap. If you watched January's episode for the Shima's Facebook group, I complimented Rogue on these flaky bombs, and this is what I'm talking about. Very easy to build to opacity. I'm going to strongly suggest 2 coats, and then just kind of overwork your second coat there to kind of spread around those flakes, and you're good to go. Now, I did finish with a glitter smoothing top coat because those flakes did leave me with a touch of texture. Please note, when I swatched this, I took it up to 3 light to somewhat normal for me coats, and I should not have done that. I think that 3rd coat is overkill, so I will stick to my recommended 2 coats. Royla Lee, this is another one of my top picks. Vespertine is a red-based multi-chrome that shifts from purple to magenta to orange to gold to green, inspired by unicorns. Price is $13.75, and there is no cap. Now, I appreciate a good multi-chrome, and I love when they're so shifty and color flippy, that kind of thing. And this one fits that bill. And I don't know, I secretly appreciated that there was nothing else going on with this, so you can just appreciate the color roll that you see. This one is what I would describe as being a vampy type of shifty multi-chrome. So those purples and magentas, at the most extreme angles, you'll see that nice gold, and then like super, straight staring at your free edge straight on, you'll see that nice green flip too. So lots of just vampy color flips in general. I'm going to suggest 3 light coats and a glossy top coat. Sassy Sauce, a breath of fresh air, is a pink, copper, gold, purple shifting multi-chrome magnetic base, which will leave a twinkling blue-green reflective glitter in the background when magnetized. This one's inspired by a picture of a dragon. Price is $13, and there's a cap of 500 bottles. Speaking of super shifty multi-chrome action, this is another one of those. If you choose to magnetize it, which I would strongly suggest because this one is just straight up lush when you magnetize it. I think the magic really happens using a magnet of some sort. There's a lot of movement, as you can see here, and there's an easy shift between that pink and purple on the magnetic pigment. Very, very nice. Now, it is a softer type of buildup, so I will suggest 3 coats with it. And then last but not least, we've got Sweetheart Polish. They bring us Hydra. This is described as a blue-based polish with purple to pink to orange to yellow to green, shifting Aurora shimmer, and green reflective glitter. This one's inspired by the Lernian Hydra. I think I said that correctly. This one is 13 with a cap of 250 bottles. Hydra builds up really well, like a dense type of jelly finish. We've got that nice texture going from the green reflective glitters, so I just used that to stick the next layer on, and I went up to 3 thin coats. This is another reflective finish. You'll want to use a glitter smoothing top coat and a glossy top coat together. And we're going to wrap up this story with the Will It Topper segment. This is where I use a black swatch stick to demonstrate if polishes have layering capabilities. So, of course, per usual, this is such an opinionated part of my polish pickup videos. I don't tend to like to get super opinionated. I mean, I know that's the whole point of the channel, right? It's reviews. I feel like we've got a lot of versatility. Y'all know the drill. The magnetics, all that stuff, the shimmers. Oh my gosh, the Beaux Rêves is so ridiculous. I think that there's quite a bit you could play up with this month. I don't really think that there's any specific polish I could single out and say, I truly would not do this. Well, I guess for the thermals, I would have to say that. Like the Cadillacquer, I don't know. I will just forever just poop on the party of thermals as toppers, unless of course they're you know, that clear type of warm state, which we don't have this month in the Chamaeleon or the Cadillacquer. So I guess that's the only one that would be like super negative about. Oh, Crystal Knockout too. Yes, that one is way too opaque to topper. But outside of those thermals, I can't really see it. Cupcake's cardigan looked really cool over black. I'm interested to see that in some other colors too, especially because it's got that opaly look. Just going real thin because it's got that plump formula. And then moving along here, we have a nice mixture this month. I really have to say, this month's Fairy Tales and Folklore, I've always loved this theme, of course, but I really think we have such a wonderful mix of colors going on. There's some bright ones, and then we've got all these beautiful shimmers, all that good stuff. The ethereal, I think you can absolutely get really creative with. I don't think the base is so tinted that you couldn't use other types of undies outside of black too. And then 3 Little Pigs, that was magical too. I so loved how that looks over black. It is ridiculous. Hearts and Promises, same thing. I thought it was going to be too creamy smooth, but it's not. It looked really cool over black as well. Same thing with Gin and Berries. That is so pretty over black. It's almost like one of those anti-Valentine's type colors when you layer it over dark colors. And then, of course, the KB Shimmer here. I thought this looked really cool over black too, if you wanted to say conserve your bottle. So yeah, it kind of does work there. And then Lemmings, yeah, that works as well. But you know, just know it does have a really tinted green base to it. But the Lumen, it's ridiculous. It is so pretty over black too. And the Lurid, that looked really cool. Again, I thought this one was another one that was going to be too opaque, but yeah, it works. Same thing with Mama Bear. I was pleasantly surprised. Night Owl is just ridiculous. It is so pretty. Painted Polish, same thing. It also works too. And it almost takes on this vampy, regal type of appearance. The Paradox, again, it works. I don't really have anything bad to say about it. This is kind of like the KB Shimmer, where if you wanted to say conserve your bottle, that works too. And then the Patty Lopez also passes the test. Now, if you topper this one over black, I would suggest going in with 2 coats to maximize the magnetic pigment. And then these last couple here, even the Royla Lee, I thought looked really cool over black. If you wanted to say vamp it up even more. And then Sassy Sauce, same thing. I'm repeating myself here. And then finally, the Sweetheart Polish also looks cool over black. So kudos makers. So that is the polish items. I do have, per usual and tradition at this point, I do have one non-polish item to share with you all. I have KB Shimmer's Sugar Scrubs for February, and it's in the scent Spring Blooms. I eagerly anticipated opening this one up. I was dying to know because I do love some floral scents. but I saved it because I always like to open things, have first impressions on video reviews. So obnoxious microphone sounds aside, I do apologize. I am one of those people, I don't like ASMR. So just know if you're cringing, I'm cringing too when I get to editing this video. Let me move the packaging. Okay, here we go. It's pretty strong, of course. In my experience, florals are pretty, they usually pack quite a punch for their potency. It's spring blooms. That is so pleasant. It's got, I'm smelling a touch of a lavender lean with also a bit of like a green type of scent to it too. But the lavender is, I would say it's like a middle note. Overall, I'm getting like a bouquet. If a bouquet had a couple of lavender pieces going throughout it, that's what it smells like. It's fantastic. If you like real like earthy, true type of floral type scents, this is definitely it for you. Very nice. But again, it's floral, true floral, but it's got that herby, not necessarily medicinal, but like green type of, it's fresh, like a fresh garden, if you will. Very, very pleasant. I use sugar scrubs quite a bit. Those of you who are new to the video and new to the channel, the sugar scrubs, you can use them in the shower. You can use them on your feet. You can use them on your hands. This lasts like 2 weeks. It's been a bananas process. I did one of those foot peely things. These come in so freaking handy for those. For some reason, this last foot peel was like not fun at all. It was like, just took its sweet time and it was awful. You can use these to kind of speed up the process for that. But you can do that. You can also use it for your hands as like a 30-second mani type process. If you use it in the shower, which is what I do, you don't need to moisturize your skin afterwards. At least I don't. I think my skin feels pretty heavy enough. KB Shimmer's sugar scrubs are pretty oil based, like pretty heavy on the oil factor. You can see right there. I don't think that really gives you a good idea, but you can see the nice texture going on there. It's a true sugar scrub, so true granular size, if you will. I guess I'm trying to get sciencey. If you use it in the shower, I would also caution you, it will leave your tub a touch slick and oily. So make sure you rinse it off really well and just PSA, be really, really careful with it. And then some helpful tips too is that I would recommend, so that your tub doesn't get all grody and yucky, you can use like a popsicle stick or something like that. That way you're not getting your wet hands inside because it gets really gross. My 2-year-old is obsessed with smelling the sugar scrubs, and my husband spoils him rotten and allows him to smell them outside of his, when he gets out of the tub at night. And in my bathroom, I have one of those like organizer shelf things on my like above the toilet. And I have this beautiful array of KB Shimmer sugar scrubs. And I like to like pretend like I'm in a candy shop, pick my flavor for the week. But so he knows now this is something we can smell. And so he just loves smelling all of them. So this last week he liked to smell, it was the chocolate one. So he says he wants to smell the chocolate on the sugar scrub. It's really, really cute. So anyways, just a little slice of life for you all there. The site is going to open for official shopping starting February 7th. It's blowing my mind. Like January normally takes 1,200 years, no less. But this January has blown by. Anyways, the shop is going to open up for official pre-order starting February 7th at 11 a.m. Eastern time. And it's going to run until 7, 8, 9, February 10th at 11:59 p.m. Eastern time. I'm going to link you all below to Polish Pickup. Hopefully I beat wish listing. If I don't, I don't. That will be linked there. I will also link you to our official Facebook group. If you have not joined that, you want to see all additional swatches, posts by makers, all that stuff. The spoiler thread that goes up before the Friday after the shop closes. You can do that and join that. There's also a BST and chat group that myself and my nail bestie, my nail wife, my better half, Lisa of Cosmetic Sanctuary, we run that together. You can get in there. You can buy, sell, trade at your discretion, polish pickup items, and chat. We keep it pretty low key in there. So if you just want to talk general beauty stuff, you can too. So I will have all this in the description box, including timestamps if you want to go back for anything. And hopefully it helps, or dirty nails, whatever it is. And as always, if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching.